You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes for my water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
All right, before we get the show started, I just wanted to give a quick announcement about our Patreon, specifically as it concerns Bloodsport Season 2. So you may know that we're going to be doing an upcoming Bloodsport this summer. We're going to be pulling names for that on May 1st. The only way you can get into the lottery for that would be to be an active patron. You can do so by signing up with us at any level. Patreon.com/trivialitypodcast will get you automatically entered for that. Again, we're going to be pulling names May 1st. So if you are interested in being on our Bloodsport and getting some Patreon perks, this is an additional one. Do so before then. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neil, and I'm joined in the studio by the full collective of Jeff, Matt, and Ken. How's it going, gentlemen?
Very good.
Doing good.
Neil, you know what I appreciate about you?
What is that?
It's that you always get it right on the first take. The intro, that is.
I try. First take Fisher. FTF is what they call me on the streets.
No one's ever called you that.
They go, hey, that's First Take Fisher over there.
Another character?
Yeah.
No, that one's not sticking around.
That's a bad character.
That's Ronnie James. He hangs out by the Quickie Mart. Hey, that's First Take Fisher over there. Give him a Slim Jim.
Sometimes I wish you'd do a second take.
Some of these impressions.
Some of these, yeah.
I should do a second take like John Travolta did after Pulp Fiction.
What?
His second take of his career.
Oh, God.
That's a movie reference. It's a stretch.
That's a movie reference. Any particular movie.
Well, we got some characters coming to us from Skype today, huh, Neil?
We do. Very, very excited to have these special guests with us today. First, joining us from Denver, Colorado, it is a United States champion on Patreon. We appreciate that. Kelsey Barkham. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you very much for joining us and supporting us on Patreon. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a biomedical scientist living in Denver, and I was recently on Jeopardy, but unfortunately did not win.
Oh.
But I'm a huge trivia fan and excited to be here.
Still maintain that my favorite part of Jeopardy is when you tell him the little interesting story about yourself, and he goes, "That's great," and he moves on.
Oh, speaking of that, Kelsey, what was your interesting tidbit?
It was that I had a trivia radio show in college.
That's great.
Ooh.
Yes, I was the original Triviality.
Yeah, cool. Trivia radio show, that sounds stupid.
Yeah, who does podcasts?
Yeah, that would be like
It's a very merciful laughter that you've heard in the background, perhaps.
Yeah, that is our next special guest. It's our international champion. Did I say international? I meant intercontinental. I wrote the four letters for international, not intercontinental, but he is our intercontinental champion, and his name is Justin McKenzie, coming to us from Gainesville, Florida. How's it going, man?
Going good. How are you guys?
Doing well. I told the guys here in the studio, and I'll let you explain it a little bit better than I can, but Justin is a great musician. He sent us the name of his band and some tracks, and we heard them when he first sent them, when he started listening to the show, and he's got just a really great grooving band. So why don't you tell us a little about your music career, and then also yourself?
Yeah, so, I grew up in Gainesville, and it used to have like this really good musical following. A lot of great bands, a lot of great ska bands came from Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friends, we did the whole ska thing. Yeah, but yeah, so we were all in ska bands growing up, and we got older, and you grow out of ska, or at least most people do.
Ken.
And I don't know what
so
you're talking about. I've never had that experience.
Still a ska kid at heart, but when you want to make music, you want to be taken seriously, and you don't with ska. And so we're a soul band, but we kept the horns and all the instruments. We're a huge band, 9 pieces. But it's actually the band is the reason I started listening to the show. I messaged this to you guys when I first started, when I first became a patron. We had a show in South Florida, which is about 5 hours away from Gainesville. And, when we left, it was like midnight and I had to work the next morning. So I had to drive all the way up. The 2 guys I was with in the band were like, yeah, we'll stay up with you. 30 minutes later, they were both fast asleep.
Of course.
So I was flipping through Spotify and I was like, I got to stay interactive. I typed in trivia. You guys were the first thing that popped, or the first thing I saw, at least grabbed my attention.
Our strategy worked.
Yeah. It's that SEO, finally.
It was great.
And what's the name of your band?
We're the Savants of Soul.
The Savants of Soul.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, we really appreciate both of you being patrons and supporting the show. It really means a lot. It helps us continue and grow and evolve. And along with you, thank you to everyone else who's a Patreon supporter. You can join us over at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. And at the time of this recording, you will have seen some updated perks. So if you'd like to check a list of those out, just go to that site and you'll see what's available. So, I guess getting into the game today, it's going to be Jeff and Matt.
Mm-hmm.
What's your team name today? Any ideas?
How about I've been really into hockey lately.
Yeah.
As I always am, but I'm really getting into the season this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for next season because the Blackhawks aren't doing
the
well.
season's over.
But I've been thinking about the trades that they're about to make. How about puck me, puck you?
Oh, okay.
All right. Puck me, puck you.
I just want to hear Neil say that repeatedly throughout the episode.
So puck me, puck you. Just keep your score because we know how good I am at math.
Yeah.
So,
mm-hmm.
So yeah, you'll be puck me, puck you. Ken is playing quick draw today.
Quick draw.
He's going to be playing solo. And Kelsey and Justin, any ideas on your team name? We do have a strategy if you can't come up with one, but what are you guys thinking?
I mean, we could do an American Idol movie pun from Justin to Kelsey.
Mm.
Oh, I like it.
That's a winner.
That is very good.
I love it. It's not the first time my name's been used in a pun like that. So it's
Probably the first time in like 10 years, though. That's what I would imagine.
So if you win, you have to do a really big dance number, it sounds like.
Oh, you're one of the 7 people that saw that?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Shocker.
All right. Well, today's game is your normal standard game, but I haven't hosted in a while, so I had to send some special instructions to the rules guys. So let's see if you changed anything.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop. I am the cream.
Nope, all the same.
Yeah, it sounds pretty much the same.
He ignored all of your requests there.
He did. I sent a rider.
Darren.
Yeah. Darren, I sent a rider, man. It wasn't that hard. So
get it together.
All right. Well, looks like it's going to be puck me, puck you versus from Justin to Kelsey, and I will say that as many times as possible today. All right. So,
and quick draw.
And quick draw.
I've been really into Red Dead Redemption 2, so I'm happy to be quick draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I will say for the record, Ken's character in Red Dead does not have his skin covered, so he needs sunscreen because there's too much skin showing.
And he needs friends to play it with. So if anyone out there is playing the pony game, as he said, just hit him up on, is it Xbox, PS4? What are you playing on?
Xbox.
On the Xbox.
Yeah, we'll see by the end of the show if Ken wants his name out there. If not, we won't say it.
I didn't give that.
All right. So let's start with question 1, round 1. Earlier this evening, while Matt, Jeff, and Ken were fraternizing in the office about flourless chocolate cake with either a white chocolate or dark chocolate ganache, I walked in holding a medical device known as a sphygmomanometer. I got to redo that again. As a sphygmomanometer. And I'm not a doctor, but if I was, what would I have been planning to do with you all?
Well, I need one right now because I feel the need, Neil. So I think we can lock in, Matt.
Oh, good.
You're going to lock in?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kelsey and Justin, feel free to talk it out.
Okay.
Okay. So I got nothing.
I think it's blood pressure, checking
Blood pressure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I trust you. You look like you're in a science room.
I am in a science room. I can't see you. I don't know.
Oh, is it?
Are you also in a science room, Justin?
It should go.
You took the geography
be
room?
mentioned that Kelsey was actually doing some science, I think, when we were doing the rules and stuff, and she was carrying the laptop around. Looked like Requiem for a Dream for a second there or something.
Or that the cleaning crew kicked her out of wherever she was. It's
right.
more of an
I also said blood pressure.
Okay.
Yep. You want to check our blood pressure?
All right. The answer is test blood pressure. Yep. Sphygmomanometer. So that's points to everyone, including Puck Me, Puck You. All right. Question 2, moving right along. This is a fact that I found out that I thought was super interesting. And every time I see what I'm going to talk about, I can't unsee it now, which is kind of fun. This car brand's logo is not only the first letter of its name, but was actually designed to reflect a handshake between a company representative and a happy driver.
Honda and Acura are the two that come to mind because it looks like two people shaking hands. The thing that I like about Acura is that they're bent in.
Yeah.
And I know bowing is like a symbol of like respect to and that kind of stuff in Japanese culture. So it wouldn't be implausible for me to see like that as shaking hands with a slight bow.
Yeah, but I don't think you touch foreheads.
Okay, that's fair. But the Honda one, I think bends out a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're actually like standing away from each other.
Yeah. Giving the respectful space the way that people like it. Honda it is.
You want to go Honda?
I want to go Honda.
Okay.
I was just trying to think of letters that looked like they could have been two arms coming together. And Justin said that he has experience in car sales. So,
but I'm not very much help today. Sorry.
Yeah, so we came up with Mazda.
Okay, Mazda. Let's go to Quick Draw.
Went with Honda.
Honda, and to Puck Me, Puck You.
Yeah, he was. Jeff was trying to get me to say Acura, and I said that's dumb, and I said Honda.
All right. Well, unfortunately, no points going to anyone here. So for Mazda, it's a stylized M that evokes an image of wings in flight and symbolizes the Mazda's flight toward the future. Honda is just a stylized H. Acura, which I heard talked about here, is actually, according to Honda, Acura's parent company, a caliper, instrument used for measuring thickness. But the answer is Hyundai.
Hyundai.
I was going to say that too, because I drive a Hyundai.
Ken does.
I sell Hyundais on a weekly basis.
Picture that.
I don't see the hands.
Are you going to use that as part of your sales pitch now?
I don't either. I don't see the hands.
Absolutely will.
Number 3. National Geographic was meme-ified when it posted the phrase, "A hug without you is just toxic," next to the symbol for what element?
I know it if you want to lock it in, Justin.
Oh, the scientist knows it.
More science questions. Love.
All right, so from Justin to Kelsey are locked in.
Is it uranium?
No, it is not.
But that would be you, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what a hug without you is.
Oh, HG.
So I don't know what that is, so I'm out.
Okay. Quick draw out. Team Puck Me, Puck You.
I believe that is the element mercury.
All right, and from Justin to Kelsey.
Also Mercury.
Mercury is correct. Great job. I thought that was a fun little sciencey thing.
I got the gag there, but I don't know what I didn't know what HG was.
The problem was I was not having enough fun with it, so it took me forever to realize that they were being cutesy, and then I figured it out.
Gotcha.
Jeff has fun second.
Science first, fun second.
Right. All right, going to question 4. With over 1 billion followers, this branch of Islam comes from a word meaning tradition.
Like on Instagram?
It took me a minute to realize that's not what you were talking about, to be honest.
Oh, yes. Okay, you guys are locked in?
Well, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so they're just talking it out a little bit here.
Well, Jeff's talking.
Or Jeff's talking out, Matt's listening.
I'm being attentive. So what are we between?
Sunni and Shia.
Oh, let's go with the Sunni.
Okay, we're going Sunni.
All right, quick draw.
I went the other way with Shiite.
All right, and from Justin to Kelsey.
We went with Shia, which I learned is the real pronunciation and not Shiite.
Well,
so
I'm an
learned
idiot.
something.
No, it's a good fact to learn. Unfortunately, only one team is going to get points here. It was Sunni.
All right. 50-50. Nailed it.
And I was wrong on all accounts.
Yeah. You were today
For the record,
old.
that was Kelsey's first guess.
Oh, was it?
It was.
I just said both of them, but I didn't have to struggle.
Yeah. See, and that's what Jeff did, and then I picked the right one. It was a coin flip.
Hey, it's all a team game here today. All right, so question 5. This one is going to be from me because we're going to have a special swing round and second round, which is going to be all listeners submitted. I haven't hosted a game in a while, and I really wanted to highlight all the questions all of you sent in. So swing round and second round will be all listener submitted. So question number 5. Writer Betty Friedan is perhaps best known for what work often credited with sparking the second wave of American feminism? If she was into comics, I can think of an X-Men character she might have been fond of.
Yep, we're locked in.
You jerk.
I had it anyways.
I meant to.
All right, so from Justin to Kelsey, you guys can talk it out.
We're good. The feminist, or is it the feminine mystique? Or the feminist?
I think feminine mystique.
Feminine mystique, yes.
All right, let's go to Puck Me, Puck You.
Yeah, we presume for the X-Men character that would be Mystique. We said the feminine Mystique.
And quick draw.
Feminine mystique.
Points all around. Points all around.
I'm sure it's not the feminine Cyclops.
It is definitely not. Well, maybe.
It's a very different book.
It's a different book, yeah. All right, so this next question, everyone always says, why don't you have a Roadhouse question every episode? I don't really. I try not to, but this one is not...
Is that you asking for that every time,
It
Neil?
has to be really easy to not have a Roadhouse question every game.
First of all, it's very hard. When I'm writing a game, I'm like, everyone wants a Roadhouse question. I can't do it. So
you
this
can't have a game that's Simpsons, Roadhouse,
Office.
Yeah, I was gonna say, name 20 other Macho Man questions that we obviously have to have in a game.
Yeah.
Well, this question is not technically a Roadhouse question, but this Patrick Swayze film takes place in Chicago and was released in the same year as Roadhouse, 1989, and it featured a cast with the likes of Ben Stiller, Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, and portraying his closest living relative, Liam Neeson. I just want the title of that movie.
So.
The only other Swayze film that I could think of close to the era is Ghost.
Ghost, I know.
And
when they do the clay scene with him and Ben Stiller, it's beautiful.
I feel like that's more of a Neeson kind of scene.
Oh yeah,
he's more sensuous.
Get a little closer. Mold it.
I can't think of anything. What is Ben Stiller in? Heavyweights. Right?
Zoolander.
That's 91.
You guys are going heavyweights?
Yeah, we're gonna lock in with heavyweights.
All right. Quick draw?
Going with Ghost.
All right. And from Justin to Kelsey, you guys can either talk it out. If you have an answer, feel free to go with it.
Well, I know it's not my favorite Patrick Swayze movie, which is Dirty Dancing.
Classic.
And we couldn't think of it, so we just went with Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Wonderful. A little side Neil story here. There was a girl I was good friends with, and it was my first full girlfriend, quote unquote. We held hands.
I think you told this one already.
I think I did, but I'm not gonna tell the whole story. But I think what I might have said was in 4th grade, and I'm forgetting the teacher's name, but we used to pass notes to each other, and then we'd read them in the bathroom, write back, and then pass them over, throughout the day. And it always ended with Tu Wong Fu because that was her favorite movie, and I love that movie too.
Now, passing notes, kids, is what people used to do before cell phones.
Before texting. Yeah, so, kids, if you're texting your friends or your boyfriend's girlfriends, just end it with Tu Wong Fu. Mm-hmm. Keep the tradition alive. Okay, so no points going to anyone here. I did give a clue by saying Liam Neeson portrayed his closest living relative, which is the definition of next of kin, which is the Patrick Swayze movie where he played Truman Gates.
Yeah, haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's just a little action movie. Chicago cop goes to the country. Oh. All right. So I guess everyone's going to have to watch that now. Number 7. The Navajo Nation is a Native American territory covering over 17 million acres, occupying portions of what 3 states? Name 1 for 5 points and 2 for all 10 points. 2 or more for all 10 points.
So it's, I'm pretty sure it's just a little east of the Pacific Northwest. I think it's somewhere Utah was my first thought.
Okay, you think it's that far north? I felt like the Navajo had more of a kind of a desert.
Okay, so what were you thinking for them? So like
inhabited.
New Mexico.
Unfortunately, I think we have a better chance going like New Mexico and Arizona because we forcibly relocated a bunch of indigenous peoples there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So playing the odds, as sad as it is, I think that's one of our better bets.
Okay. So you want to? So we're gonna say New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
I was a fan of Utah. That was my first guess.
Okay.
So. That's what we're locked in with.
You're locked in with that. So let's start with quick draw here.
Said North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana.
Okay. Let's go from Justin to Kelsey. What were you guys thinking on this one?
I thought it was in the Southwest, so we said Arizona and Nevada. Did you want 2 or 3?
You can give up to 3 guesses if you want.
Okay, then Arizona, Nevada, and California.
All right. And puck me, puck you.
We had some debate whether it was further south or if it was a little bit north. Jeff convinced me south, so we went with Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah.
And puck me, puck you. You got all 3 correct.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be a full 10 points for you. And from Justin to Kelsey, did you say... You said Arizona, right?
And New Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you'll get... was that 5 points or 10 points?
Yeah, just 5. We didn't say New Mexico.
Okay. So 5 points there. So the Navajo Nation is the largest land area... this is the largest land area retained by a Native American tribe with a population of roughly 350,000 as of 2016. Number 8. Film critic Roger Ebert famously reviewed this Rob Reiner film by saying, "I hated this movie. Hated this movie. Hated it. Hated every simpering, stupid, vacant, audience-insulting moment of it. Hated the sensibility that thought anyone would like it. Hated the implied insult to the audience by its belief that anyone would be entertained by it." What film was he talking about?
I'm in.
Quick draw is in.
It's that movie where they go through Alaska, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? That he famously hated.
I feel like this is like a famous movie people like.
Oh.
Like that everybody liked, and then Ebert just, for whatever reason, didn't like it. I feel like it's like The Goonies or something like that, where...
Okay. Is that a Rob Reiner film? I don't believe so.
I don't know. But I kind of remember him having a strong reaction to at least a film or two that popular audiences loved, and Ebert was just thought it was total crap.
Never-ending Story. Yeah, I mean, I The Goonies, that does make sense that he did not care for it.
I don't know why that movie just stuck out for me, and I have no reason to know anything about it, but that's the thing that came to mind, and you know how hard that is to shake sometimes. So.
Yeah, harder to shake than a truffle shuffle, right? Is that from the movie?
That is from the movie,
hey,
yeah.
All right.
But Goonies never die. Let's go to from Justin to Kelsey. Justin, where was your head at on this one?
It was really in one place. Both me and Kelsey, we could only think of one Rob Reiner movie. So we both thought of When Harry Met Sally, and that's what our guess is.
All right. Well, we're going to go to quick draw here. I think he knows the answer to this. He locked in very quickly, making his name true. So what?
So Jeff was thinking of a Hobbit, and he was thinking of Sam, but I was thinking of Frodo. Elijah Wood was in this movie, and it's North.
It is North.
That's the movie I was thinking of. Yeah.
So North about Elijah Wood, who wanted a new pair of parents. Also starred Jason Alexander and Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld.
Tom
Arnold.
And the famous Louis Dreyfuses.
That's right. So funny story. The writer was kind of tortured by his review of this movie for years. And one day he saw Roger Ebert in the bathroom, and he went up to him and he wanted to kind of, ream him out. And he kind of looked at him and he said, that sweater you're wearing, I hate it. And then they both had a laugh and became friends for many years.
That's a good story. So
a good ending there, even though his career kind of suffered.
What did the writer of North think of that one movie that Roger Ebert wrote?
Valley of the Dolls.
Valley of the Dolls.
I think a lot of people did not like that movie. So that's probably why he became a critic. All right. Number 9. A Colorado Springs baseball franchise needed a new name after the AAA Sky Sox left town for San Antonio and were replaced by a team in the rookie-level Pioneer League. The franchise landed on Rocky Mountain vibes and settled on a mascot that looks like Guy Fieri portraying what campfire food?
I mean, the only campfire food I could think of is s'mores. We're gonna lock in with s'mores.
Okay. All right, so they're locked in over here. Quick Draw's locked in. What were you talking about over there?
I've been to Colorado Springs many times, but I have no idea what this baseball team is. I've never heard of them. So we just tried to think of campfire foods that might be mascots and went with a marshmallow.
Okay. Let's go with Quick Draw.
Yeah, I was going to go with a squirrel on a stick, but decided that would be too morbid and gross, so I went with s'more.
Okay, you're more of a filet mignon on the campfire.
Yeah, right.
Right. And Team Puck Me, Puck You.
Yeah, it is. Once I said s'mores, it was really hard to get off that and think of anything else. And then I just pictured marshmallows wearing sunglasses and
backwards, right?
Yeah,
and upside down,
being pretty awesome. So we locked in with s'mores.
All right. I am going to give points for marshmallow. It is s'mores.
All right.
All right. So our last question of the first round, which is going to be the last question that I wrote until the final round. Number 10. Who is behind the hit song All Things that serves as the theme song for the Netflix show Queer Eye? The Australian singer is perhaps best known for her single Somebody Loves You. At least that's my favorite.
Don't think it's Kylie Minogue.
Okay. Cross
Is
that.
it Iggy Azalea?
She's not Australian.
She is Australian.
Is she?
Yes. But isn't Fancy like her famous song or whatever?
Yeah, but I don't know if Somebody Loves You as a song from her. Who else is Australian? There's
That's it.
What?
Australia's running deep with
That's
talent.
it.
Iggy and
Just two.
Excuse me. Iggy and Kylie Minogue.
Oh, Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John.
Boom.
That's 3.
So I named all the Australian singers I know. So Iggy Azalea is fine.
I just know Neil fancies her. So
I see what you did there. We're locked in with Iggy Azalea.
Neither of us have watched much Queer Eye, so we just went with the one Australian singer that we both thought of, and that was Kylie Minogue.
All right. Let's go to Puck Me, Puck You.
We mostly just started listing Australians that we liked.
We got through a few.
Yeah, it lasted
Country
a
of
little bit.
20-ish million. I can't remember how many, but
it's not Kyrie Irving. Not Kylie Minogue, probably. What did we? And I think we just settled on Iggy Azalea.
All right. You went with Iggy Azalea. So first things first, I'm the realist, not Iggy. And Quick Draw, what do you say?
And I just think it was a dance song, and I know Kylie Minogue is Australian, so I went Kylie Minogue.
Okay, all good guesses, I think. But I gave a clue in the beginning. I said who is behind the hit song, and it's Betty Who.
Oh, someone I've never heard of.
Yeah, Betty Who. Look her up.
Who?
Who?
Yes. Who's on the charts?
Yeah, Betty
with
Who.
that
She's great. All right, after the first round, it looks like in third place currently is Quick Draw Ken with 40 points. Right above him from Justin to Kelsey with 45 points. And having a narrow lead here so far in the game, Puck Me, Puck You with 60 points. So we're going to go into our swing round here. And special thanks to one of our Patreon supporters, Chris Eve, for sending in this swing round. He's a United States champion. We thank you, Chris, for that. He named this swing round Third is the Word. So I'm going to give you 10, basically we'll call them facts, and I just want to know the third person to do or to achieve this. Okay, achievements. So an example would be the third person to punch Jeff in the face. I would go last and let Matt and Ken go first. So my name would be the correct answer.
Yes.
I'm still waiting. There's only 2 on that list.
Right. So that's what it's going to be. I'm going to give you 10 achievements, and I just want to know the third person or third thing in that achievement or fact. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. All right. So thank you, Chris. So I'm just going to read these off. All right. Number 1, third person to walk on the moon. Number 2, third U.S. president to be assassinated. Number 3, third longest river in the U.S. Number 4, third largest city in Europe by population within city limits. Number 5, third quarterback to pass for 500 touchdowns. Number 6, third member of Rush besides Geddy Lee and Neil Peart. Number 7, third element on the periodic table. Number 8, Newton's third law. Number 9, third oldest stadium in Major League Baseball.
Current.
Current. And number 10, third state admitted to the Union. All right. Well, it looks like everyone's answers are locked in. A lot of discussion going on here. They were very good clues. So thank you once again, Chris, our United States Patreon supporter, for sending in this round. All right, I'm just going to read the clue, and then we're going to go around from Justin to Kelsey, Puck Me, Puck You, and then ending with quick draw here for the listeners. All right, number 1, third person to walk on the moon, from Justin to Kelsey.
Yeah, we were sure of the first 2. Not really sure of the third, which is good job, Chris. I guess this is why you did it. But not sure if this guy was on the mission, but we went with John Glenn.
All right, let's go to Puck Me, Puck You.
Yeah, we talked about John Glenn, and Jeff told me that is not the answer. And then I couldn't think of anything, so I just said Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, great quarterback.
Yeah.
And quick draw.
Better astronaut.
Quick shout out to Michael Collins, who's the third astronaut on the Apollo 11 mission, but he's not the correct answer, I don't believe. I just put, for his famous moonwalk, Michael Jackson.
Okay, well, it looks like the first 3, number 1 is Neil Armstrong, number 2, Buzz Aldrin, and number 3, Charles Pete Conrad was the answer.
Oh, we love you, Conrad.
Ken had asked the question earlier, how many people have walked on the moon? The answer, of course, being 12. And 12 is the mission that I completely forget all about, and it's Conrad and Bean. So
there you go. Conrad
Sorry,
and
guys.
Billy Bean, inventor of sabermetrics, right?
So it is.
Okay. All right, number 2, third U.S. president to be assassinated, from Justin to Kelsey.
We said McKinley.
All right, Puck Me, Puck You.
We said William McKinley.
And quick draw.
You have Lincoln. You had the president who hated Mondays. And McKinley is lucky number 3.
A quick draw is right on the money. Lincoln, Garfield, then McKinley. All right, number 3, third longest river in the U.S., from Justin to Kelsey.
We went with Arkansas.
All right, Puck Me, Puck You.
We said the Colorado River.
All right, and quick draw.
Said the Missouri.
All right, well, the 3 here are Missouri, Mississippi, and Yukon.
Oh.
Yukon.
I did not know that exists.
All right, well, if you complete the Oregon Trail, you go to the Yukon Trail.
Yeah.
Just don't die from dysentery. Okay, number 4, third largest city in Europe by population within city limits, from Justin to Kelsey.
We went with Rome.
All right, Puck Me, Puck You.
Paris.
Paris. Okay, I'm just gonna say it differently now for the rest of the game. And quick draw.
Berlin.
All right. No correct answers there. It's gonna go in order: Istanbul, Moscow, London. All right. Number 5. Third QB to pass for 500 touchdowns, from Justin to Kelsey.
Weren't really sure on this one either, so we said Dan Marino.
Okay, from Saving Snowflake, let's go to Puck Me, Puck You.
Puck You, Puck Me.
I think it goes Favre, Manning, and then this man who just played in the Super. No, oh wait, he did not. We said Drew Brees.
All right, and quick draw.
Said John Elway.
John Elway, one of my favorite quarterbacks. No correct points there either. So is Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and only about a week or 2 after Drew Brees was number 4. So it was Tom Brady.
Both the Super Bowl contestants there.
Yep.
Brees has the edge on him now, though.
Yeah,
Maybe
he passed him.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to number 6, third member of Rush besides Geddy Lee and Neil Peart. So no slapping the bass, as Paul Rudd would say. So from Justin to Kelsey.
We went with Mr. Johnson.
The famous Mr. Johnson. Puck Me, Puck You.
Yeah, I think our favorite member of Rush Hour, Chris Tucker.
I am understanding the words coming out of your mouth. And quick draw.
Put Chris Tucker.
No way.
You bastards.
It is not Chris Tucker. So you have Geddy Lee, and then Neil Peart, and then Alex Lifeson is his name. Yeah, he's like the guitarist from The Police. I mean, you have Stuart Copeland and Sting. I don't even know who the guitarist.
Any of the other guys in Coldplay.
Yeah, the guy who hits the big drum, the big bass drum.
The rest of the 4 in Maroon 5.
That's true. That's true.
Or anybody but the drummer of Foo Fighters.
All right, number 7. This one I'm sure everyone around the table here is going to get. The third element on the periodic table. Kelsey?
I believe it goes hydrogen, helium, lithium.
Okay. Puck me, puck you.
Yeah, we said the lightest metal, lithium.
And quick draw.
Lithium.
Correct. All across the board. 5 points each.
Is that also a Nirvana
Yeah.
album?
Lithium? Is it? Oh,
Just a song.
Just a song.
Just a song.
That's
Okay.
right.
What's
My favorite Nirvana song.
Oh, that's your favorite?
Oh, I love it.
So a little connection here between Chris and Justin.
That was all Kelsey, though.
Was all Kelsey.
Not my
Okay.
thing.
Was he
So
sitting
you
there?
punctuated it with Nirvana. So.
Yeah. It all comes together then.
So Kurt Cobain was like, looking at the periodic table, and he's like, nah, hydrogen, helium, lithium. I don't even know what the song does.
That
It sounded like any better.
Is that what the song sounds like? Lithium, number 3.
no.
It's close.
It's pretty close. Same chord over and over again, probably. No disrespect to Nirvana, although Foo Fighters are better. Okay, number 8. Newton's third law. Let's go from Justin to Kelsey.
So, we just gave each other a look. I don't know if we actually locked in an answer here.
I'll let you guys talk it out.
I
That's
think we
fine.
said inertia.
Yeah, but we're going to go with inertia. That's
Inertia.
what we discussed.
Okay, inertia. And let's go to puck me, puck you.
We may have had these out of order. We knew one was inertia. We knew one was force equals mass times acceleration. And we said objects exert equal and opposite forces while acting upon each other. So that's the one we went with.
All right, and quick draw.
I did it the stupid way, saying objects in motion stay in motion, at rest stay in rest. But the more clever way would be to say inertia.
Okay, so Newton's law number 1, a body at rest will remain at rest, and a body in motion will remain in motion unless it is acted upon by an external force. Newton's law number 2, the force acting on an object is equal to the mass of that object times its acceleration. And number 3, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Not true. Force. But that's okay.
I don't know. I was just reading it from the Newton biography website. So let's.
Right.
We had it right.
Okay.
Equal and opposite forces
Okay.
on applied
I
bodies.
guess Jeff's smarter than the Newton biography website.
Number 9. This one was trying to find the oldest stadium in Major League Baseball currently. So from Justin to Kelsey.
We went with Camden Yard.
Okay. Let's go to puck me, puck you.
I think the Orioles tore that down in like 2000.
Yeah,
something like that.
there's a new garbage stadium there.
It's so good though
Yeah.
that like 9 other teams tore their stadiums down because they love it so much.
With all that nice public funding. So Fenway is definitely the oldest, and then it goes Wrigley. And then we were kind of thinking about old stadiums, and there's really not a lot. Originally I said Tropicana because I couldn't think of anything, and then it just hit me that Dodger Stadium is really, really old. So we locked in with Dodger Stadium.
Okay, quick draw.
I know 2 stadiums, Fenway and Wrigley, and I went with Wrigley.
Okay, well, it goes, like Matt said, Fenway, Wrigley, and Dodger Stadium. All right, last question of the swing round. Third state admitted to the Union from Justin to Kelsey.
We said Connecticut.
Okay, let's go. The headquarters of WWE. Let's go to puck me, puck you.
Well, we were pretty sure Delaware was the first state, and then we thought maybe it went Connecticut and then Pennsylvania, so we said Pennsylvania.
All right, and quick draw.
I was thinking about Fenway Park, and I just said Massachusetts.
Okay, it goes Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. All right, after the swing round, it looks like everyone bumped up their scores just a little bit. Still in third place, but not by much. Ken, playing his quick draw, has 50 points.
Pew, pew.
From Justin to Kelsey with 55 points. And still in the lead. Puck me, puck you with 80 points.
All right.
So as I said, going into round 2, these are all questions submitted by our listeners. I really, really appreciate all of these questions you sent in. And I wanted to make sure I got to all of them before time ran out and this podcast ends, which could be any day.
Yeah, so just remember, when we do poorly, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Wow.
We love our listeners. Please keep sending us questions.
Just send Matt hate mail, please. Everyone else loves you. Okay. All right, so number 1 is coming to us from Logan Rigby, so thank you for your question. Each year, players, coaches, and journalists vote for a single player which they think had the best individual performance over the previous year. What is the name of this award that is presented to the best player at each FIFA World Cup Finals? They're locked in, so whenever you want to talk.
Okay, yeah, we couldn't really think of it, so we went with the Pele Prize.
Oh, the Pele Prize, okay. Let's go to quick draw.
I went with the Kiki.
the Kiki, and Team Puck Me, Puck You.
Yeah, we were batting around some Pele stuff too. I know that the guy who scores the most in a World Cup final is given the Golden Boot. So I just think that maybe they get a bigger Golden Boot. So we just said the Golden Boot.
Okay. Well, the answer we were looking for was the Ballon d'Or or Golden Ball. And it's an annual football award presented by France Football. It's been awarded since 1956. And in between 2010 and 2015, an agreement was made with FIFA, and the award was temporarily merged with the FIFA World Player of the Year, and also known as the FIFA Ballon d'Or. All right. Number 2 comes from listener Jimmy Macrina. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Her big solo might be "There Are Worse Things I Could Do," but this musical, theater, and film character, portrayed by the likes of Rosie O'Donnell, Vanessa Hudgens, and Adrienne Barbeau, to name a few, tell us that the absolute worst thing she could do is cry in front of you. What character am I referring to?
Locked in.
Of course you are.
I think we can lock in.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can talk in here.
What do you know about Rent?
Oh, is this in reference to Rent?
Yes, it's the Vanessa Hudgens character that was just on the stupid television that I didn't watch. Sally Rent. I don't know.
The character you're thinking of is Mimi, but you're wrong.
Oh, am I? Good. Betty Rubble. Wait, is that who Rosie O'Donnell played? I don't know.
She did, yes.
Yeah, Betty Rubble. We're locked in.
All right, Betty Rubble for Puck Me, Puck You. Let's go to from Justin to Kelsey.
I believe this was a character from Grease played by Stockard Channing, and it is Rizzo.
Also played by Vanessa Hudgens in the live Grease. So that's actually funny that you said that. But this is my go-to karaoke song. I love it.
It's a very underrated song. Quick draw?
Rizzo.
It is Rizzo, and there's a reason I didn't include Stockard Channing, so that would be too easy. And from Justin to Kelsey, and Quick Draw picked up on it. So yeah, it is Rizzo from Grease.
Totally forget that's her.
Thank you to Jimmy. I reworded your question just a little bit because I didn't think the guys in here and our Skype guests might have gotten the original clue, so I wanted to just make it a little more detailed.
You underestimated Ken's theater knowledge.
I did.
And overestimated your ability to clue us into a correct answer.
You did eat my bait, though, taking the rent thing there. Okay. But she played it in the live version, like Justin said. Question number 3 comes from listener Doug Loudermilk. Thank you very much, Doug. Which NFL head coach, having coached 10 or more seasons, has the highest regular season winning percentage of all time?
Okay.
You think it's Lombardi?
I think it's either Lombardi.
Shula?
No. Shula had some bad seasons at the end, though. Okay. Those Dolphin teams were not good. Lombardi never really had a bad season. Who is the...
You know who had a bunch of good seasons? Wait, did you say NFL?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Hallis is out. Because Hallis won a bunch.
Curly Lambeau is another one.
And Lambeau also never coached in the NFL, did he?
I mean, it makes sense if it's Lombardi. It's the Lombardi Trophy. He probably won a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I know he was good. I don't know how good, but...
Yeah.
Is this regular season too?
Yeah.
This is a regular season, yes.
Yeah, we're going to lock it with Vince Lombardi.
All right, you're in with Vince Lombardi. Quick draw.
Belichick.
All
right, Bill Belichick. And from Justin to Kelsey.
We went Steve Spurrier. No, I'm just kidding. We went Bill Belichick.
All right, well, Bill Belichick is the easy answer here, but he is 6th on the list. The person you're forgetting about is someone who is very tough acting and helps with your tenactin, John Madden.
That makes sense.
So it goes, John Madden had 10 seasons. He's got
Oakland.
John Madden, then Vince Lombardi, then George Allen, and then Ray Flaherty, George Hallis, and then Bill Belichick.
I told you Hallis was up there too.
Yeah.
All right, question 4 is from Intercontinental Champion Doug Bowles. So thank you, Doug, for this question. What fictional character created in 1982 was the son of King Randor of Eternia, Queen Marlena, a human, and brother to Princess Adora, who 2 years later got her own show under a different name?
I mean, I would think we're looking for some sort of 1980s Prince.
Yeah, not Prince.
Not the artist Prince. No. I don't think it's Adora the Explorer.
Yeah, 82 might be a little early for that.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, even if live action animated, I still wouldn't be able to tell you what the answer is.
Right. Do you want to go with Prince Valiant then?
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
All right,
say Prince Valiant.
from Justin and Kelsey's in with Prince Valiant. Let's go to Quick Draw.
I am in with He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Puck Me, Puck You.
It's by the power of Grayskull, I believe. We're going with He-Man.
It is He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah, created as an action figure, and they said, well, how are people going to learn about him? And they said, well, we have a cartoon, but they didn't have a cartoon, so they created a cartoon.
They said you get 10 cells per episode.
Yeah. If you haven't watched, there's a documentary on Netflix, The Toys That Made Us. There's a great one on He-Man, and it goes into the whole story. And it was really just made to sell toys, and they came up with everything around it. It's awesome.
What's it called?
The Toys That Made Us. They have one on Barbie, on He-Man, Ninja Turtles, Army Men, like everything.
All right, number 5. Number 5 comes from listener Megan Harrell. And this one, I changed just a tiny bit, Megan. I apologize, just to give a few more hints. Sporting the tagline, the loveliest motion picture of them all, this 1964 film was the last Best Picture winner, filmed entirely on Hollywood sound stages.
Was like Singing in the Rain, something like that. Or that's way earlier, isn't it? No.
That's about right for Singing in the Rain time-wise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm down with your guess.
Okay, I think we're going to go with Love Story.
Okay, Love Story. Let's go to Puck Me, Puck You.
I love the overture from the soundtrack of that movie.
Ryan O'Neal?
Yes.
We had no idea. So I was just thinking of movies from the 60s and said Singing in the Rain.
Not from the 60s, but valiant effort, to go back to a previous question, Prince Valiant, and a Quick Draw.
I'm just going to make a reference to Quiz Show and go with Marty.
with Marty. Ernest Borgnine. So if I said the name Henry Higgins, would that help you guys at all?
Yeah,
No?
that's My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady, it is, which is based on Pygmalion.
I know.
Yeah. That was the first starring role of Jimmy Bowes. Hey, that's that lady. It's My Fair Lady. Yeah, okay. It is My Fair Lady.
Yes, what's all this then?
Audrey Hepburn taking over for Julie Andrews on Broadway. All right. I could talk about musicals all day, so we're going to move on.
Thank you.
Question number 6. This one comes from Intercontinental Champion Taylor Cook.
Thanks, Taylor Cook.
If you've ever been to a blacklight party, which we know Matt has.
If you've ever hosted a blacklight party.
Which Matt also has. In college, and you drank a gin and tonic, very common scenario, I know, you probably noticed that the drink glowed light blue. This is due to the ultraviolet light sensitivity of what ingredient, which was originally added for its protective effects against malaria?
Locked in.
Same.
I can lock in also.
Wow.
Yes.
This is the quickest draw of them all. Science. I believe for science, we should start with our biomedical scientists. So let's go to Kelsey.
I think it is quinine.
All right. And Puck Me, Puck You.
Yes, I knew everything about this one, and I know it is quinine.
And Quick Draw.
Quinine.
Quinine is correct. And Taylor, I'm not sure what this means. It's science talk, but Taylor put, note, although tonic water was originally formulated with high levels of quinine to help protect against malaria, current formulations have subclinically beneficial levels. It's more so added for its bitterness.
Oh.
That's what makes it taste terrible.
Oh, good.
All right. Question number 7. This one comes from United States champion Katie DeWall. So thank you, Katie. Saved by the Bell characters Zach Morris, Screech Powers, Lisa Turtle, and Mr. Belding got their start on what short-lived TV show?
Locked in.
Man.
Everyone's locked in here, so you can talk.
Oh, jeez. I remember I went into this huge Zach Morris's Traps binge.
Yeah.
And just looked
Classic
up.
show.
It's great.
That's another thing we mention on every episode.
I try to. I'm a huge fan.
I knew the answers to this not too long ago, but I'm drawing a blank. A lot of characters first debuted on Homicide: Life on the Street. I don't know if it's our
That is-
Bayside.
Yeah, it's
That is not a joke.
It's Detective Munch.
If you've seen a
On Saved by the
police
Bell.
procedural in the last 25 years, it probably is directly tied to homicide life in the street.
Yeah, and nothing. Let's go. Let's go Growing Pains. I don't think it's it, but
Okay.
All right, Growing Pains from Justin to Kelsey. Let's go to Quick Draw.
I'm going with the classic show, A Swift Kick in the Bells.
Okay. And Puck Me, Puck You.
Fortunately, the dog did not eat our homework last night.
Yeah, we were up late watching Good Morning Miss Bliss.
It is Good Morning Miss Bliss. It is not a reference to WWE and Alexa Bliss, but it is Good Morning Miss Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question 8 comes from cruiserweight champion and self-described long-suffering Carlton Blues fan, Bryden Coverdale from Australia.
Bryden, you and I should be best friends.
This is from Bryden, by the way, not me, because I am unable to do what he's about to talk about. As a bearded gentleman, and knowing that some of the Triviality team are bearded as well, I thought we should have a question about historical beards. While on vacation in 1948, President Harry Truman grew a goatee. But apart from Truman's very brief showing of facial hair, who was the last bearded U.S. president? You might think the beard made the man in question look grandfatherly, but that train of thought could be somewhat misleading. And to clarify, mustaches on their own do not count.
Oh.
All right. I'd like to talk it out, but I think I have it on the clues.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like everyone's locked in. From Justin to Kelsey, let's start with you. What did you have?
We said Benjamin Harrison.
Okay, let's go to Quick Draw.
Yeah, I also went with William Henry Harrison's grandson, Harrison 2.
Benjamin Harrison. Benjamin Harrison. And Puck Me, Puck You.
Yep, we went backwards and forwards through all of the presidents, and I was pretty sure Benjamin Harrison was the last. That fits the grandfatherly clue.
Yeah, you all clued into Bryden's little hint there that he was the only president who was the grandson of another president, Benjamin Harrison. Correct.
All right. Points for everyone.
Points all around. All right. Question number 9 comes from United States champion Peter Wen. What German director is notorious for making critically panned movies, especially those based on video games, having directed such abominations as House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, and Blood Rain? Alone in the Dark is considered to be one of the worst movies ever made.
Locked.
There's one I can think of, but his name is not immediately coming to me. Maybe
Wagner.
just Fritz Wagner.
Let's go to, so from Justin and Kelsey, locked in. What was your locked in answer?
Fritz Wagner.
Fritz Wagner.
Someone very German.
He is very German. Let's go to...
and fictional.
Let's go to Puck Me, Puck You.
Did you actually know this one? Did you know it by chance?
No, I didn't know this one.
Do you know the answer to the question, Jeff?
I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his first name. I believe it's Uwe Boll.
Okay. You Bowl, and let's go to Ken.
Yep. Same predicament in the pronunciation. You Bowl.
Some people gave him the nickname Raging Bull because he challenged all of his critics who panned his movies to a boxing match and beat them all. It is Uwe Boll. Crazy German director. Yeah, he's still around. He has a lot of hot takes getting into the media. He loves making people angry, so that's kind of his brand.
Yeah.
Any relation to Minute?
He is not related to Manute Bol. I was going to stick in a Manute Bol reference, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So
I'm sorry.
That would be a tall order.
Thank you, Peter, for that, and Matt for that nice joke there. So speaking of video game movies, this is a great segue here. Our last question of the round. Peter, you're throwing up an alley-oop to our cruiserweight champion, Jason Heaton. So Jason writes this question. Here we go. There have been several full-length live-action films that have been created based off of successful video games. I'm looking at a list of theatrically released films in order of their international box office revenue, not domestic, international. So of the top 13, only 5 of them are not either a Tomb Raider or Resident Evil movie. All I want you to do is name any 2 of those.
Okay. Rampage and...
Why do I feel like Hitman's up there?
Let's do Hitman and Rampage.
Although Prince of Persia did make money, didn't it?
Let's go with Rampage and Hitman.
Okay.
So World of Warcraft and Silent Hill. Is that what we decided on? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's those are our two answers.
Okay, World of Warcraft and Silent Hill. Let's go to Quick Draw.
I'm going with Assassin's Creed and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Ooh, Annihilation.
All right.
I think it's important to note that we recorded this before the live-action Sonic movie came out and made all that money.
Right, with Jim Carrey and Ben Schwartz.
Yeah. So we talked about quite a few. The first one I set out was Rampage, which is a rock movie, so it made millions and millions of dollars. And then we were between Prince of Persia and Hitman, and we went with the shoot 'em up Hitman.
All right. Well, Jeff, who was the one who said Singing in the Rain was from the 60s? Was that you?
That was
okay. And also saying Hitman was successful. I'm really sorry for you today. But the top 13 video game movies here for everyone. So I'm going to start from 13, go down. Resident Evil Apocalypse, Resident Evil Extinction, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, Need for Speed was one of the 5, Resident Evil Retribution, Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Resident Evil Afterlife, Resident Evil The Final Chapter, and then the top 3 by themselves, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, Rampage, and Warcraft.
Mortal Kombat.
So no points.
No points.
No points for anybody.
Everyone got
I thought we needed one.
Should have stuck with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
I thought we got 2 guesses. Sorry, I misunderstood that.
No. Yeah, so no points on that one. So let me tabulate the scores here before going to the final round. So we have from Justin to Kelsey with 85 points, Team Quick Draw, which is Ken at 100 points, and Team Puck You at 130 points. Puck You. All right. Man, that should be the new thing. It's just like The Good Place. Every time we want to say something, we just say puck or fork, Okay. All right, here are your categories. Category number 1, campaign slogans. Category number 2, finding the path to a name. Category 3, just a little bit. Category 4, a star was already born. And category 5, man up. All right, all the wagers are in. So let's start with question 1 in the category of campaign slogans. She was the first black woman elected to Congress and the first black American to seek a major party presidential nomination. Unbought and Unbossed was the campaign slogan and future memoir title for what remarkable woman? Question 2 is in the category Finding the Path to a Name. While Will Smith may have released Men in Black 2 days earlier, the real star of July 1997, in my opinion, was the Mars Pathfinder, which landed a base station with a roving probe on Mars. The rover was named for an abolitionist and women's rights activist, and the lander was renamed for an astronomer who would have fit right in on the planet. Name either of the inspirations for those names. Category 3 is in the category just a little bit. I think it's safe to say that we're all familiar with Donnie and Marie Osmond. We may not know their music that well or know their history that well, but we do know that they are a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll. I just want to know which sibling is country and which is rock and roll. Question 4 in the category of a star was already born. Barbra Streisand showed Steven Spielberg an early cut of a film where she served as director, producer, writer, and star. She wanted honest feedback on what she should change. Spielberg replied, "Don't change a frame." What single-worded film from 1983 would make Barbra Streisand the first woman to receive a Golden Globe for Best Director? And the final question here in the category of Man Up. The Killers may have had a song called The Man, but I doubt it was about this Irish wrestling superstar who has had an incredible run as of late, echoing Attitude Era Stone Cold Steve Austin, and will main event WrestleMania this year against one of WWE's most popular superstars. All of the answers are locked in. Let's start with the first question in the category of campaign slogans. I was looking for the first black woman elected to Congress and the first black American to seek a major party presidential nomination. Her slogan was Unbought and Unbossed. So let's start with Puck Me, Puck You. Who did you go with this one?
So we wagered 20 on this one, and we unfortunately couldn't come up with the first, so we definitely went with one of our more recent favorite awesome unbossed women in Congress, and we went Kamala Harris.
Okay, let's go to Quick Draw.
I don't necessarily remember a presidential run, but I think it's the first elected to Congress, Carol Moseley Braun of Illinois.
Okay, and what did you wager?
Local gal.
30.
30. Okay, and from Justin to Kelsey.
We wagered 5, and we went with Maxine Waters.
Okay, so just a note on Ken's there. So Carol Moseley Braun was the first female African-American senator. So not to Congress, but senator. And no points awarded here. It was Shirley Chisholm. So Viola Davis just got the rights to her story, and she's going to be portraying her pretty soon for Amazon.
Nice.
So, yeah. All right, so question 2 was in Finding the Path to a Name. I did a little misdirect with Will Smith there, and basically was asking what were the names of the rover and the lander on the Mars Pathfinder, and one was named for an abolitionist and women's rights activist, and the other one was a famous astronomer. So I just wanted one of the two. So let's start with from Justin to Kelsey.
We wagered 10 on this one, and we said Sojourner.
Okay.
Wagered another 30, and I went with Tubman. Harriet Tubman.
Okay. And Puck Me, Puck You.
We went the astronomer direction, and went with Galileo.
Okay. And for how much?
For 20.
All right. So it's going to be points from Justin to Kelsey. So Sojourner Truth was the rover, and the lander was Carl Sagan.
Oh, I did say Sojourner Truth, didn't I?
Matt did, yes.
Yeah, we're thinking about her for the first one, though.
Oh, whatever. I said the name out loud.
You did say it out loud, so brownie points there. So the third category was just a little bit. This question, selfishly, is because I sit in my car some days and I really wonder who is a little bit country and who's a little rock and roll, and I can never remember. And I have to pull up the YouTube clip. But let's start with quick draw on this one. What did you have?
I think Marie is a little bit country, and Donnie is a little bit rock and roll.
Okay, what'd you wager?
I wagered 30.
Okay, let's go to team from Justin to Kelsey.
So we wagered 10, and I remember Marie wearing that cowboy hat, so we went Donnie as the rocker.
Okay, and team Puck Me, Puck You.
So we wagered 20. You remember the hat. I remember Donnie wearing a cool leather jacket, so it struck me as the rocker. So we said the same thing.
So cheesy.
Everyone is right on the money, as Marie is country and Donnie is rock and roll. All right, question 4 was in the category A Star Was Already Born. I just wanted to know what Barbra Streisand film where she wrote, directed, produced, and starred in was a one-word title made in 1983 and gave her a Golden Globe for Best Director, making her the first woman to win that award. So let's start with Puck Me, Puck You.
So we wagered 20, and honestly, I only kind of know about this through Seinfeld, and I said Beaches.
Okay, Beaches, kind of a sad movie. Let's go to Quick Draw.
I wagered nothing on this one, and I just put Breathless.
Breathless, Godard. And let's go from Justin to Kelsey.
We wagered 5 because I was worried that this was going to be an astronomy question, but apparently you did that in number 2. But we were between Beaches and the other one we went with, which is Yentl.
And good thing you went there. It is Yentl.
Yeah.
All right. And our final question in the category of Man Up. The Killers may have had a song called The Man, but I doubt it was about this Irish wrestling superstar who's had an incredible run in WWE as of late. And she will main event WrestleMania this year against one of WWE's most popular superstars. So let's start with from Justin to Kelsey.
Ooh, so I totally missed that she part.
I just added that in now because I kept it out as a trick earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we wouldn't have got it anyway. There's only 2 Irish wrestlers I could even think of. I stopped watching wrestling like 15 years ago.
Oh, missing out.
Obviously, it was Ken Shamrock, and the other guy couldn't even remember his name. I think it's Sheamus, so that's what we guessed.
Okay, going with Sheamus. Let's go to Quick Draw.
Wagered 10, and I said Conor McGregor.
Okay. And let's go to Team Puck Me, Puck You.
Shamefully, I knew this.
Yeah, Sheamus and Conor McGregor might actually both be at WrestleMania. Sheamus definitely will be, but not in the main event. This is a person went to Columbia, local, so we know. It's Becky Lynch.
It is Becky Lynch, the man.
She's the man.
Mm-hmm.
She is the man. That's her moniker now. She will be main eventing with Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. The final scores are in. It looks like in third place with 60 points. Quick draw. Ken was
a little too bold.
You were a little bold. You
a little too fast with the gun.
Yep. You could have won the game there, but
forgot to aim.
Better strategy next time, Cotton.
You got a little busy playing cards and playing aces, and you got shot in the back of the head. So
had that dead man's hand.
Dead man's hand. Second place with 75 points, our team from Justin to Kelsey, who will not have to do a dance party today. And today's cream of the crop with 110 points. Puck me, puck you.
All right.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
That was a pretty close game.
I'm shocked.
I think I gave you luck with that team name.
Very, very special thank you to our special guests coming to us from Skype.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of
Been a
course.
great
Thanks for coming
time.
on.
Thank you guys so much. This was awesome. I've been a fan for about a year or so, and this is everything I dreamed it would be. Shout out to
please
dream higher, my friend.
I didn't say it was my biggest dream,
It's important to have levels. You're right,
Guys, it was like one of those dreams that you wake up and then you forget like 10 minutes later. Like, what was that about again?
But
that's kinda
also
cool.
a shout out to my brother Kevin, who is moving to Chicago in the fall to go to med school. And I told him all about you guys, so hopefully you'll get a new Patreon.
All right.
Yeah. Well, make sure all you fans of Savants of Soul to get ready for the Triviality Boys opening up for the Savants of Soul with an hour of just pure gold content.
And no, Ken, you're not allowed to bring your ska band back.
Yeah, so playing this out tonight.
I play guitar, and Neil plays drums,
Yep.
and Jeff plays saxophone, and Matt, do you play bass?
Yeah.
Fantastic. We're in.
Kelsey, do you play an instrument?
I'm a really bad singer.
There we go.
Okay, then we got a full band now.
We'll get you a tambourine.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Kelsey's a little bit science. We're all a little bit rock and roll. Well, thank you, Justin. We really appreciate it, man. And we'll tell your brother when he's in Chicago to hit us up, and we'll go to trivia. But for Ken, Matt, Jeff, Kelsey, Justin, my name is Neil, and that was Triviality.
Hey.
I'd rather go Silent Hill over Prince of Persia.
Ooh. They're all locked in here, so you can keep talking.
With that and WoW.
Or do you want to do WoW or Prince of Persia?
I forgot about that WoW movie.
For the record, I know it's irrelevant, but I remembered the other movie I was thinking of, that shoot 'em up movie, Max Payne. That was
also based on the video game.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys play the video game? Max Payne?